Okay. Good morning. Here we go. You got me today. Sean has a cold. So let's get the party going. I've got a ball, so get your Pilates ring. I think that's what you have. I have a longer band that I'm gonna do for flies, but you can just do your weights, and then we're gonna have medium and heavy weights. So you got all those tricks ready. Grab my water. And here we go. Take a nice big deep breath. Reach your arms. This is not staying in its place. Reach your arms all the way up to the ceiling. Lift the shoulders up. And then bring them back down and take all the way down, look through your knees. So you're just relaxing the head, relaxing the upper body, but you're working to get the legs straight. Now we're going to roll it up Pilates style. And then you're going to take your arms and reach them all the way up again. Lifting up the shoulders, getting the arms nice and long, and then all the way down. So just let it all hang out. Grab a couple of breaths. And then we're going to roll it up slowly Pilates style. And do it again. Nice big deep breath. Reach the arms up. And last one, you're going to take it down. You're going to hold here. We're going to cross the arms and really just try to let the shoulders get a little closer to the floor. So let them just sort of hang out. Now roll it up slowly. And if you're standing with the feet hip width apart, that's where I want them. You're going to tuck your chin, and now you're going to drop the head just a little bit. But keep that nice big double chin. And now take your gaze, relax the neck, and just look up a little bit. So do it again. Neutral, tuck, drop, and then lift. Good job. Okay, now you're going to turn your head all the way to the right, and then all the way to the left. And just do that a few more times. Good posture, super important, pulling that head back. Nice. Okay, bring your hands to heart. We're going to step the left foot forward. I want you to give me a really high heel in the back. Now your front leg just has a micro bend in it. You're going to fold down halfway. And then come back up. And do that a few times. It's just sort of a gentle stretch for the back of the upper leg. You should feel some good blood flow happening. Get nice and warmed up. Let's do a few more. Keep that heel up nice and high in the back. Maybe build a little range of motion. Try to take it a little further, but we're not punching or rounding the back. Last one. And now step that foot back. You're going to sweep the elbows back. Crowd out your chest. Now with your feet hip width apart, fold halfway down and back up. 4 more. Then we're going to step the other leg out. Keep the elbows nice and high so you feel that upper back working. And now right foot steps out. Give me a nice high heel in the back of that left leg. Hands out in front, folding up and down. So just a micro bend in the right knee. Got a little balance work coming up. Give me 2 more of these. Okay, standing with your feet hip width tall. You're going to have your hands on your waist, keep a proud chest, long spine, pick up that right leg, flex the foot, open it to the side. So when you add movement, bring it back forward, put it down. When you add movement to balance, it makes it more challenging. So up with the left, flex, and open. And you're just gonna keep alternating sides, up, open, and then switch. And one more. Okay, now, kick that foot up nice and high in the back. Don't use your hands to help, and then switch. So you're doing like butt kicks. As quickly as you like, or as slow. You want to try to get that heel coming up close to your butt in the back. Okay, both feet down. Sweep this right arm all the way up. Give me a big long arm going straight up to the ceiling. And then we're just going to send it over a little bit. Make sure you haven't pulled the head forward. And then let's do the same with the other side. Straight up with that arm and then over. Get that head back. So you really want to keep that chin tucked in. You can. Okay, now switch. Other side. Send the hip out this time. So you're sticking that right hip out as the arm goes left. And then you switch. Left hip goes out, arm goes right. And do it again. One more time on each side, and then we move on. Nice. Okay, come on down. You're going to pick up your heavy weights, and we're going to do a couple of squats just to get the body still warmed up. So here we go. Feet hip width. Weights by your side. Squat it down and come back up. Now try to weight into your heels and try to send the hips back when you start to go down. So nice steady pace, nothing crazy. Draw the belly in. And try not to let the shoulders fall, right? You want to keep them really sort of up and back, broad through them. So hopefully you're starting to feel these quads a little bit. We're going to do 5 more. Okay, now let's put those weights down. So we've sort of warmed up the back of the legs, the front of the legs. Now we're going to do the inner parts. So we're going to start with no weight. Turn and face the left side of the room and take your feet pretty far apart. Not the most you could do, because I want you to feel stable. So you can have the toes pointing straight ahead or angled out. You're going to squat down on the right and back up to both legs are straight. Then squat down on the left. You don't have to go super fast. It's almost better to go slow and figure out how deep you can get where you really feel the glute and the inner thigh of the opposite leg. So maybe if you're not getting much pull on that inner thigh, you might need to open your feet a bit more. But just keep this going. Nice and slow. Okay, now come back up this time. Now we pick up the weights and we do 4 on each side with your weights. You got this, right? It's only 4. So here we go. Line up those feet. Weights are going to come inside, or you can hold them at your chest. Whatever you prefer. Just keep that spine nice and long and really try to work depth here, not speed. It's kind of slow and steady here. So 1, 1 is 1, and we only had to get to 4. So I think if we do 1 more on each side, we should be done 4. If my math is correct, but don't hold me to it because it's usually not. Okay, put them down. And grab a quick sip of water. Now we're going to do sumo. So we're getting all aspects of the lower body. So with sumo, you can hold one. I'm going to hold one heavy weight at my chest, goblet style. I'm going to open my toes out a little bit. Keep the heels on the mat. Squat down. Come up. So we didn't do these without weight because our legs and inner thighs are pretty warmed up. So in this case, you're just ready to get right at these. Work depth. It's important. Keep that spine long. And just figure out a way. We're going to do 8 more. Try to really lower that butt when you get down there. So last 4. And your last 1. Put that weight down. So you give your arms a little shake. Now we're coming into deadlifts. Cheers. Okay. So for deadlifts, you have the option hold 2 or 1 super duper heavy. I like to hold 1 on one side just because it enhances the balance work. So, but you can do 2. So I'm going to kickstand the right foot. If you're doing 2 weights, you're just holding them by your side. You're going to hip hinge. So if you look at me from the side, you're going to get that butt back. You feel like a break. You've hip hinged. Keep very light on this right foot. Slowly bring it down. Your weight or weights should stay close to the standing leg. If they're way out in front, you're turning this into an upper body exercise, right? So I like to lower the weight right inside the standing foot. Send the hips as far back as you can and just take it up and down gently. Now we can add a bicep curl, whether you're using 1 or 2. Start to add in a bicep curl. Maybe you can switch it to a hammer curl. You can add in an overhead press. Lots, go slow and control the movement. So I'm going to curl to a press. Now be mindful of not putting weight in that right foot. You want it all to be in the left leg, or certainly the majority. We're going to do 5 more. You can go back to a bicep curl. You can switch it up. Last one. Okay, put your weights down. little break before we switch to the other side. Oh, it's hot in here. Okay, one little sip and here we go. So kickstand the left foot. 1 or 2 weights, your choice. If you don't have super heavy, I would go with 2. So here we go. Down and up. Before you start to worry about your bicep curl and your shoulder press, get this movement down where you're really relying on the right side. Okay, so add in your bicep curl. Maybe go straight to an overhead press. Remember to depend on your breathing, right? So you really want to give yourself a big exhale when you come up. Take in the breath on the way down. Keep the weights right by that foot, not way out in front. You want to be feeling this in your butt cheek and the top part of the hamstring. Keep doing your curls, add that overhead press. One more. And put it down. Okay, so we've been standing long enough. We're going to take it all the way down to the floor. I want you to get your Pilates ring or ball or whatever you're using. We're going to work our inner thighs a little bit here. Then we'll switch to upper body. So here we go. Party begins. Squeeze and release. So do that nice little pelvic tilt up so you get that lower back on the floor. And if you haven't already, get flat on your shoulder blades and squeeze with all your might. You got to make each one of these great. So we have about another minute. I want you to see if you can add in on your own just a few holds, like maybe 5 count holds intermittently, and then go back to your in and out. Just kind of explore how those holds feel. Hopefully they add a little intensity, a little more shake. You don't have to do every one, just go back to your in and out. Maybe do 5 count holds, maybe 5 in and out, and then a hold. How about that? You got all kinds of shit to focus on. You can't even worry about how this feels. Make sure when you do those holds, you're squeezing absolutely as hard as you can. Okay, another 20 seconds and we're moving on. So give me that last hold. Hold it. And then release it. Okay. Move that instrument or whatever piece of equipment out of the way. You're gonna rock and roll yourself up. We're gonna do some chest presses. And then we're gonna do some flies, and then we're getting back up on our feet. So grab your weights for your chest press, take yourself back down. So start with the arms up. Make sure you're flat on the blades, right? Let the shoulder blades lower down into the floor. And then up and down slowly. Back of the arm touches the floor every time. Draw the belly down, right? You want to be holding it down towards the floor. You can add a turn. So if you start at the top with your palms facing, as you lower, you can turn so the palms face forward and then bring them back up to face each other when you're coming back up. Just play around with different angles. You got to explore. Squeeze that chest every time those arms are going up. Now hold your arms up at the top, let the palms face. I want you to lift your feet off the floor, and I want you to flex them and give me 90 degrees at the knee. You got a 90-degree bend in the knee. Keep your feet flexed. Draw your belly down. Move your feet a little more forward, so it's really tough to get that back staying down on the floor. Fight for it. You're here for 10 seconds if you can, and then you put your feet back down on the floor. 5, 4, move them out a little more, 3, 2, and 1. Feet down. Turn your palms to face forward. Give me round 2 of presses. You can switch the angle up of the arms. You want to give that chest a nice big squeeze at the top. Give me 3 more. Meet me with your arms at the top. Okay, hold your arms up towards the ceiling. Your palms are facing. We're going to alternate extensions, working your tricep. So right hand comes down, you tap the weight to the shoulder, bring it back up. Switch and do the left. You're moving very slowly. Up and down, lots of control, no pushing or using momentum. Just slow and steady. So the elbows need to be staying right over the shoulder. They don't move. It's only the forearm. Now let's transition this to both coming down at the same time. Try to give me 6 more, nice and slow, perfect ones. Nice loose grip. Three more. And when you're done those 3, put them down, rock and roll yourself up to a seated position. We're going to get back up onto our feet. And we're gonna do some rows. So you're gonna take your 10-pounders or whatever your heavy weights are. You're gonna hip hinge. So you're folding halfway down and the arms are coming up right close to the side of your body. And you really wanna lift those elbows as high up as you can get them every time. I'm gonna just row using a band. You also have that option. So when you're folding over and rowing, really important that you keep your belly pulling up and in. So you are squeezing those shoulder blades. You want to feel that nice pinch every time. That way, you know you're using the right muscles to perform the action, right? Now, if you need to take a break and lift your body back up standing tall, you can. I know it's harder when you're in that prone position. So keeping that neck nice and long is also important. Try to give me 5 more here. Then we're going to take it back down to the floor and we're going to do some flies. So I don't know if you use your 10s for flies or if you go a little lighter, but make sure you got that option. And you're going to get your weights lying down. I'm going to use a long band. You can also do a band if you want to switch it up. So I'm holding the band. I like to wrap it around my hand, just so the grip is a little bit easier for me to keep. And then nice big opening. And then you close like you're hugging a tree, right? Feel the chest doing the work. Hopefully you're nice and flat on your shoulder blades. Back, lower back, pressing into the floor. Nice and wide. You want to feel the upper part of the arms getting down to the floor. If you can go that far, great. If not, it's a work in progress, like Sean always says. Right, honey?
Yes, dear.
Honey's over in the kitchen doing the class. He's a little under the weather with a cold, even though it's Valentine's Day. Okay, keep these going. See if you can do 6 more. If you need to switch to a lighter weight, switch. We'll wait for you. So we have 1 more arm exercise to cover after we get done these 6, which are lat pulls. So in a lat pull, you either hold 2 weights or 1 big heavy one, whatever you're more comfortable with. So start thinking about how you're going to set that up. And once you've figured that out, put your weights down. Grab 1 or 2 weights for your lat pulls. And press that low back. So give me a big pelvic tilt up. Your feet are on the floor, your legs are bent. The arms go back. They don't have to go all the way. In fact, I think it's pretty good if you keep them in your peripheral vision. And when you can't see them anymore, maybe you've gone a little too far. Of course, if you had no weight, you could go a little further, but we want this weighted. Try to do 5 more. Okay, on the last one, bring them up. Put them down. Meet me lying back down on the floor. So you're gonna pick your feet up, flex them, give me 90 degrees at the knee. Low back skin on the floor. You're gonna lower the heels down to the floor with your legs bent and bring them back up. You're gonna bring them all the way in. So your lower back, your core muscles, they get a little reprieve when they're in. Press them down, hold that strong contraction, move them forward, keep the legs bent, tap the heels, and come back in with the knees. We're gonna do 10 of these slowly. Last one for me. And now we're gonna pull those knees in. You're gonna make big circles with them. So one hand on each knee. Change your direction. And now we're gonna rock and roll up. Give me that 90-90 position. We're gonna start. This is really what I consider still core work. So scoot over to the left, 90-90 in both legs. Hands out in front. You're just gonna lower down slowly. How good does that feel? Bring it up. Take your right hand behind your back. I want you to rotate and look over that right shoulder. Then swoop it back forward. Lower that torso. You're not rounding the back, right? You're just coming down and up and then giving me that nice spinal rotation. I want 5 more like this. You can try hands free for the last few, why not? Or maybe you've already been doing that. Adds a little bit more intensity. Okay, so now I want both your hands behind your back and I want you to lift that right knee up off the floor. And then lower it down. And then lift. And lower. And do that about 5 or 6 more times. This is where you're really trying to build range here. Do you want to see improvement after you've done a few reps? Okay, so now bring both arms back forward again. Give me that slight forward lean. Fingertips only on the floor. Small forward lean of the upper body. Lift and lower that back foot. Okay, nice job. Scoot that leg forward. We're gonna get over onto the other side of the mat. Give me that 90-90. And here we go. Hands out. Down, spine long. Oh, how good does that feel? Go hands free whenever you feel ready. And now we're going to add in that rotation. So your left hand comes behind you. Turn that twist as much as you can. Look over your shoulder and then rotate back forward. do a couple more. Okay, so now with the hands behind you, lift the left knee up with the goal of getting nice and flat on that foot and getting that knee up as high as you can. Try to make sure you're seeing the progress on these. Right, we don't settle for what we did on the first one, we always want more. Okay, so now both hands are out in front, you got that nice forward lean, fingertips only. Lift and lower that back foot. Nice job. Okay, we're gonna bring the legs cross-legged. You're gonna sit on your mat nice and tall. You can use your hands to help you get that spine nice and long and your chest proud. Now just try to relax the knees towards the floor. You know, for some of us, I know Sue, you're super flexible, but for some of us, this feels like a lot of stretch just without even leaning forward. But if you want to take it forward, start with the spine long. And then when you have no place to go, you can flex forward, let the head relax, and just enjoy that nice stretch for your lower back. And it's also a hip opener, so it should feel good. So we're going to stay here for 4 or 5 breaths. Okay, take yourself back up. You're going to send your legs completely straight. Feet are hip width apart. You can use a towel or a band or nothing. We're going to just wrap them around the bottoms of our feet. And I want you to press the back of the knees into the floor and then lean forward with your upper body. Keep the spine long. Okay, let that go. Get rid of your towel. Pilates style, we're coming all the way down nice and slowly. Once we get down, we're going to meet in happy baby stretch. Excuse me. One of my favorites. Let's go. Bottoms of the feet up towards the ceiling. Using the arms to get the knees a little closer to the floor. You can add a gentle rock if you like, or you can just chill out and enjoy this. Okay, bring your feet to the floor with a bend in the legs. You're going to let the knees roll to the right, so you're rolling over the glute. Come back up, go the other way, roll over the left, and just enjoy how this feels. A few more times. Okay, now bring those knees back into the chest. I want you to cross your right knee over the left. Find the outsides of your feet and bring them in a little closer to you, stretching out the right side. You can add movement to the legs by lifting and lowering them, but really the emphasis is to try to get these knees in close. Okay, uncross, let's go the other way, left over right. Find them. Bring them in. You know, you really need to explore, like, what do I need to do to get this stretch to really benefit me? Add movement if you like. You're here about another 10 seconds. Okay, let's uncross the legs, put both feet down. Give me some field goal posts with the arms. So your elbow should be at the height of the shoulder. Hands relaxing on the floor. You're gonna lift them up. Keep those shoulders down, let the hands come forward, and then send them back again. And just kind of oscillate slowly between up and down. Okay, bring the arms back by your side. They can just rest down on your mat. Bring your knees up and into the chest. Send the legs all the way up to the ceiling. I want you to make big circles with those feet. Keep the legs long. Change the direction of your circle. And now point and flex. Hold the legs up. Keep that belly down and slow-mo that right leg down to the floor. So really slowly. Still trying to get there. Once it gets there, start to lower the other. Slowly, drive the belly down. Nice. Now send the arms all the way back. Point your toes, nice full body stretch. Spread your fingers wide. Now you're going to start to slowly lift the arms up. Head lifts, chin tucks, roll yourself up, and then take it between your legs. Okay, one more quick stretch. Take your right foot inside the left leg. You're going to take your right hand outside of that left foot, and you're going to rotate to look over your left shoulder. Nice job. This right leg goes straight. The left one tucks. You're going to grab the outside of that right foot now, twist, and look over your right shoulder. Feel a nice stretch through the upper back as well. And release it. You're going to get yourself up onto your feet. And then we're going to take a nice big deep breath. Reach the arms all the way up, lift the shoulders. And I thank you so much for your power and strength. Woohoo! We did it. We're done. There she is.